Three, two, one.
Hey guys, and welcome to our Airbnb in Colorado. I have three audience members who have joined to or agreed to join after skiing all day on the ski slope. So we're all tired and drinking tea. So I hope that's okay. But I just want to give an opportunity to tell you guys a little bit about myself, some of my fellow classmates, for you guys watching online, who I am, and what I want to do this semester in this class. So starting out, my first intro would basically be if I was to ask you a favorite memory about traveling, something that you had from traveling back in your lifetime, what would pop in your head? Probably something pretty cool, right? Pretty cool experience. Anyone that you know that's nomad, that has any type of traveling experience, they love to talk about traveling, and that's a big part as to who I am. So basically, the introduction is talking about traveling and why that's so important to me. I'm not really a four-year degree kind of a guy. So a big part about me is when I was 18, I decided to try college for 2 years. Wasn't really my gig, I guess, and I went to Europe for 2 years instead. I spent 2 years in Europe getting travel through like 15 countries, and that really taught me a lot about people. So instead of getting an education on paper, I got to learn about people, which was, in my opinion, a much cooler experience. Not that four-year education is bad, it's just different. And so part of getting to know me about who I am is that I love getting to travel. So a little bit about my backstory, I'll just open up with that. The love to travel really started a lot earlier than just going off to a mission trip in Mexico when I was 18. It really started with the fundamentals of having a super supportive family and a super supportive church. So first thing I gotta say is I've got an awesome family. Mom, dad, sister, they support me 100%. The church that I grew up in also supported me 100%, and they really let me make my faith my own to where I could go out and do these mission trips at a young age and learn about different cultures. I think in America we have a really big bubble, and we have our way of seeing the world and kind of how we operate. And then the second you get out of that comfort zone, you see a whole different culture, a whole different people group, and you get to experience a whole different lifestyle, which we don't really get to see over here. So that's part about me and who I am and why I am the way that I am. Um, the first time I got to travel was through a church in Mexico at the age of 18. So 18, I got introduced to the mission trips. A lot of you guys might be familiar with that here in Texas. We do a lot of those. You basically go with your church, your youth group, and you guys fundraise. You get to go to these awesome other countries. You have a blast. You get to see other people groups, and you have so much fun getting to interact, especially if you don't even speak the language. That was one of the coolest parts. Like I knew un poquito Spanish, and going to Mexico, getting to translate for the construction crews when we were making the girls for their college. We were actually helping them build a college. I got to translate for my English speaking friends, and being put in that position was such a unique opportunity. So that's where I kind of developed my love for traveling, especially international travel. And now that you know some of my backstory about traveling, I want to specifically tell you guys about some of the most impactful travel stories. So 18, church, introduction to the mission field, that was super fun and super cool and educating. Fast forward to England, 22 years old for me, that was a lot more impactful as far as, hey, this isn't just a normal mission trip, this is like the big leagues. And that was when I was with the traveling team in Europe. We actually had a van called Methuselah because it would break down all the time. It was super old. It was this raggedy thing that could break down at any time. And we went through about 15 countries in Europe over 6 months. And the most impactful story from that was actually working in the refugee camps. Now, if you guys remember about 5 or 6 years ago, there was this big refugee crisis where Syria was under attack and people were fleeing the country, trying to get to Germany when they opened up their borders. It was called the refugee highway. So the refugee highway, to get from point A to point B and have this sanctuary, there was a lot of checkpoints. And one of those checkpoints my team and I were working at, and we had 5,000 refugees coming in every single day. That was a lot of people, and the neighboring country only took in 3,000 people. So you can do the math. We were having a backflow consistently, and getting to work with refugees, especially when we have like an anti-refugee culture in the United States, was a super unique opportunity, and it made me like love being able to work with people that were less fortunate or people that weren't United States citizens, because they just were happy to be moving forward with their life. So that was the most impactful travel story that I've ever had. I could talk a whole lot about that, but I only have like another minute, so I gotta speed this up just a little bit. That's a big part of knowing my heart for traveling. Impactful stories, refugee checkpoint. Oh, and just a funny sub point. Every time we passed a castle in Germany or France, I would freak out because I'm the only American on the team, right? And we don't have castles here, really. So anytime there's a castle, I'm like, oh my gosh, guys, look, there's a castle over there. This is so cool. And my whole team got so annoyed with me because, like, dude, we get it. Like, it's the 5th castle today. Like, we know you like castles. I'm like, guys, I'm an American. Let me have my moment. And then the last thing I'd like to talk to you about today is my current pursuits in life. I got to go through this super quick so I don't lose 10 points on this final grade. Who we aren't isn't just about what we've accomplished, but where we're going. And so for me, I want to take this 4-year degree. I want to work to support mission trips so I don't have to be dependent on other people's financials. I can just work security. Cybersecurity is my current goal, so that's what I'm doing right now. This is a part of that course. So I'm just doing cybersecurity and living life and wanting to do good in this course. So thank you guys for listening. I appreciate it. And you guys have a good rest of your day. Thanks for tuning in. That's it.
Thank you.